Welcome everybody, François Letard, D30, making a video response to RhaegarTheDragonborn about Game Master's first system. Well, he asked me to do one because I briefly made an answer on this video, but I was already planning on a video response for that, so here it is. Well, there has been lots of good answers. I think everyone has its system that they recommend to beginning game masters. My system that I would recommend would be basic role-playing. And yeah, I have some reasons for that and some experience that I've made with it to go with that. First of all, well, what makes basic role-playing a good system for a beginning game master? It's because of the percentile system. That's it. You know, it's easy to handle to someone who have never played a role-playing game before. Well, I'm not talking about giving the big golden book to a game master because that's quite big and crunchy. But you can have a free PDF of basic role-playing on DriveThruRPG or even OpenQuest, which is quite good. And you know, you have a big PDF on DriveThruRPG. So whether it's PRP, OpenQuest, or any other variants, there are kind of rules-light versions of a percentile type of game system, and it's quite easy to handle. Why? Because you know, in real life we are dealing with percentile. You know, we all know what it means if we go to the grocery store and there's a 50% discount on apple juice. You know, we all know what it means if on TV they say that there's 20% chance that a snowstorm will come tomorrow. And we all know what it means when we know that we'll have a 4% bonus on money we have in our bank account. Okay, so already dealing with percentile in our everyday life makes it easy to enter the world of role-playing games and the role-playing mechanic. I think everyone can handle, you know, game master and new players alike. If they see a character sheet and they see that their character has 60% in singing, well, they know that they are 60% good at singing. So it's very easy to handle, and it's very easy to not know every rules with the percentile system, because we can handle ourselves quite easily. We can house rule stuff on the spot and no one will be shocked by that. Okay, it's easy to come up with a modification from the top of your head, because you are modifying a percentile, and you know, you have a good idea on the influence it has on the game. And yeah, percentile, it's quite common. Well, while other role-playing games are often dealing with more abstract numbers. You know, if we take Dungeons and Dragons, where does that come? 3 through 18 as a characteristic. It doesn't rely to anything in real life. Well, we are used to deal with those numbers once we are in it. And well, I'm talking about 3 through 18. Well, BRP, the basic character, the basic attributes are working with 3 through 18 too, but most of the game is percentile based. And you know, you can do anything with basic role playing. Especially the PDF of basic role playing has kind of a couple of example adventures in it. I will put the link below of OpenQuest and BRP, but there are some examples on how you can do it in science fiction and fantasy. Some examples like that. So if you don't have the rules already on hand, well, I think it's easy to create something with a percentile-based system, because it's just about judging the efficiency of what you want to create. You want to create a car, well, you put percentile about its speed or anything. You can come up with anything and create a rule about it, because it's just about rolling equal or on or under, and you can plug anything into a system like that. So it's quite open as an option for a new game master. A game master wants to do role-playing games because he saw a very cool movie and he wants to do something similar into a role-playing game. With basic role-playing, he won't search for long to have what he needs to run a game. Personally, it's one of my favorite systems of all time, and I've made the experience a couple of times in the past. I had in the 90s, you know, I was subscribed to that French magazine called Casus Belli, which was an awesome French magazine about role-playing games, and they had their special numbers, you know, that wasn't in the current series of magazines, and one of those special numbers was in fact Chaosium's basic role-playing to introduce new game masters. And you know, that magazine was awesome, and I have used it. You know, I took the magazine as it was, and in the magazine you had, you know, a very broad way to run the system, and you had kind of two settings. You know, a kind of a fantasy setting and another one that looked like the X-Files. And I took the fantasy setting, and I had, you know, a campaign for 2 years only with that. And back then I didn't have any other basic role-playing products. So every time I came up with the situation not covered in that little magazine, I would just, you know, create something on the top of my head, and the player would go with that, and everyone would be happy with what I would come with, because it's versatile and everyone could understand what I was doing, why I was doing it, just by telling the numbers. I didn't have to explain much why I was creating that rule. It just made sense because it was percentile based. I have another link I will put below. I have a video recalling that specific campaign I made with basic role-playing back then. Yes, there are others, you know, good system to start with. You know, Dungeons and Dragons has been a first system for many people for many years. That's been mine when I began. I could say advanced fighting fantasy, but it's quite abstract. You know, you have to be ready to fall into that mindset. I think it's more easy for a new game master if he has experience in fighting fantasy game books. And I could say the D6 system, which is probably my all-time favorite game system, and I could say that. But once again, if you have never encountered a role-playing game before, maybe some aspects of it may be difficult. Well, not that much difficult, but if I compare with dealing with percentile is it's more easy. So that's why that would be what I would recommend. Well, I already do recommend. Lots of new game masters comes to me asking where they should begin, and I often offer them different links that shows the basic role-playing system, and say to them, well, you can begin with that, and even if you want, you can have your whole game mastering life through that system only if you want, because that system is rich enough, it's easy enough to handle, and you can make your group very happy with that, and easily. So that is my answer to RhaegarTheDragonborn. So if I have to recommend a game system to a beginning game master, my choice would be basic role-playing or any of its variants. It can be OpenQuest, it can be anything else, but as long as it deals with a percentile based system. Roll under, yeah, not roll master where you have to add. It's too long to play, but the roll under and you will be happy. So, I hope that it was satisfying as a response, and for all of you, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your game. François Letarte, JDR D30. See you next time.